Hey Alpha, welcome. And in this next set of videos, you are now going to be dealing with layout designs. Right? I've written out some, so we are going to be dealing with the real part of design. Not say now you're already ready to do the next things what you need to do, which is creating a business card, creating a letterhead, creating envelopes, creating brochures, and even flyers. Now, let's create a business card. So you go to your corridor, you just dey open am. Remember, say we dey first dey reach the welcome screen. And we can create a new document, and you're going to call it business card, right? So creating a business card, we can choose to leave this as RGB to create designs with already composed colors instead of color separation. Unless maybe you are dealing with a color separation, unless maybe you are dealing with color separation wey be say the client wan do like 10,000, 5,000 copies of that particular complementary card, and so you have to minimize the number of colors that you are using. At the same time, you want to minimize the cost of printing, because if we talk about color separation, we go dey deal with plating, we go dey deal with manual printing, where the printer go gas to print one color after the other. E go first print yellow, e go come print magenta, e go come print cyan, then e go come print black. So by the time the color comes on each other, it will now give you the particular color you want. If you use RGB for that kind thing, by the time they are missing the colors, by the time you are trying to separate the color rather, you are going to have issues. So unless you are dealing with a job where you deal with separation, you want to stick to RGB, because RGB has the best viewing that you can get if you are using DI or if you are using a direct printer. Right? So I'm going to leave this as RGB. Now, how do I now get the size for, say, complementary card or business card, whichever name you want to call it, right? So I want you to come to this page size, click on this A4, right? Because of this drop down, you see this drop down arrow, it's called a drop down arrow. It means that there's something hiding on the inside. So when you click it, you have a drop down. Alright? So now I want you to search. You will see Japanese business card. I want you to go up again. You will see business card. And this is the one we usually use, business card. Now I have a book where I wrote the list of basically all measures and dimensions that I have for various kind of designs, thumbnails, uh, brochures. I have it. Maybe I'll snap it and put it somewhere in this video, or maybe I go type and comment. I never know. So anyhow it is, I'll try and get it to you. However, let's choose a business card like this. Boom. Now you see in inches we have 3.5 by 2. However, when it comes to the printing part, because we get wetin we dey call die cut, which is the round cut of that complementary card, we want to add a 0.2 dimension to it, so that when we cut it in die cutting format na all those card wey you see say the edges no dey sharp, e no dey sharps for the two edges, e dey rounded. So it's a rounded rectangle, right? Right. So we leave it like this, 3.5 by 2.2, and then we click OK. Now, is it also compulsory that we need to customize whatever we are designing immediately we are creating a new document? No, it's not compulsory. Another thing you can do is to just stick to that your A4 that was there before. Let me change it back to inches because I'm comfortable using inches, right? So if I press OK like this, I'm leaving this at 300 dpi because it's going to be printed. And if it's not printed, 300 dpi is still a very nice one. So let me leave this as 300, and then I want to make it landscape. Make I press OK. Remember, you can make it portrait or landscape. That is not like a criteria. It's not compulsory. Alright. So what can I do next? I'll come here. I'll select the rectangle, and then I'm going to come over here to the dimensions and type 3.5 by 2.2. Right. So if you notice now, press Shift F2 to zoom in. If you notice now, you go see say this thing get sharp edge. In the case of having our round cut, we have a 0.2 addition, so that when we cut that edge, when we cut those sharp edge, we still have, so you notice now 0.2 dimension. is a 0.2 cut off so that we can have our 2 on the complementary card. Alright, so I'm going to get rid of this now so that we are back to our 2.2. By the time we don print, say we come cut am, we will cut that 2.2. That 0.2 margin that we added is going to be cut off, so it not really matter. So let's get down to creating a complementary card, right? So we are going to create a complementary card. Now that you have your measurement on what you are going to design, it's now for you to bring the content into the complementary card. So what are the content that you usually have? So let us begin. So I'm just going to go with a simple complementary card. Control, and I'm going to draw O. I'm going to draw a very big circle here like this. Let me draw a big circle here like this. Okay, let me reduce it because there's a shape that I'm looking for that I would like to get. Okay, something like this. Okay, something like this. Right? And then there's another shape I would like to get like this. So what I did was I took this circle, I raised it, right? And then I clicked on this English self. I just tap on my right click. So you get. So when I tap on my right click, I created a duplicate copy of that thing. You understand now? So what I want to do is I want to push this one forward. Let me push this one forward because I want to add another circle to the back like this. So let me push it to the back and then I will right click to make a duplicate. But I don't right click now to make a duplicate. Now, what am I doing? I'm creating a picture of what I have in my head on the screen. Now, I will give this one, say, red. Please, please and please, I don't want you to be using a lot of colors. I want you to use one variation of color, and I will give you a trick on how you can do that. Any color wey you see here for the color palette, just click on that color and hold. It will bring out an entire variation of that color. So you have 3 colors to work with. You can work with this palette, work with this, work with this, work with this, work with this, work with this. So you see, it's a 3 shade. It's a blending from this deep yellow to purple. So this means that you can literally design with every color in this palette. You no need to go dey pick this one and green and blue and white and orange. Please abeg, you don't want to color blind somebody. You want to create a beautiful design. Alright, so I'm going to start off by creating this, right? And then I'm going to give this one white. So click and I want to give this one white, right? So control page down because I want it to be at the back, right? I want it to be at the back. Then this one as at the top here, I'm going to hold shift and click this one that is here. And then what I'm going to do is that I'm going to intersect it. So by intersecting, I should get another shape in this place. Okay, I'm not sure say I don't know. So let me click this one here and click this one and then intersect. Right? Let's see. This one with there now, I want to give on this color. That's what I'm trying to do. Right? So I'll give it that color. I'll give it that color. This is the white. And I'll give it this one, this color. This one we can't do the top color. I'll give a white as well. So that by the time we are done, Control A, I will remove the outline. We have this. You get. So what I will do now is I will highlight this one. I will right click and then I will power clip. Or you can go to Object, Power Clip. Just click on Power Clip, place a side frame inside this frame. So this is what we now have. I hope that one not confuse you, sha. So this is what we now have. So what I can do, I can use alternate and just adjust. Control Z. I can use shape to and adjust this cut because I'm seeing one white, one red line there that I don't think I want. Aha. So we now have this. Now let's get the name of whatever company really remember we created the logo the last time. I didn't save that logo. I didn't save that logo at all. So what we are going to do now is simply create another logo. I'm just going to create a logo like this, and then I want to do something. I want to can almost tell what yeah, I can almost tell what I'm doing here. Right. So this one now, I'm going to increase the thickness. I want you to follow what I'm doing. So I increase the thickness. I'll go to object. I'm going to convert this add line to an object. Right. So what I will do next is I'll go here to my smart view, and then I'll finish this and finish this. Right. So I'll click this and this, and then I'm going to split it, trim. Right. So if I trim this, we'll have this and this. Let's break apart object. Let's break this one apart. Object, break apart, and then I'll come here to this one, and then I'll add it to you. Sorry, I want to weld it, but it won't weld. You know why? Because it's overlapping. So it's overlapping because it's not overlapped. What am I going to say? No, it's hard to design and be talking at the same time. Alright, so I'm just going to blend this together. You see what happened? So it's not as though the shape is not there. So that you see it. So it's overlapping. So because it's not overlapping properly, it's giving a cut. So what you want to do is blend this together. Alright, so what you can do is shape this one up. If I just delete this one, is there something on the inside? Wait, what? Can you see what this guy is doing? Can you see what this guy is doing? Guys, this crazy stuff just happens, and you'll be asking yourself, what is this? So what I'm just doing, I'm just pressing Ctrl Z because you know it is on your do. I swear, I don't even know what this one is doing. Oh, I was right. I did the right thing. Oh my God. I had put an image in front. I thought I caught. Oh God, this way. So let's just delete that white, right? And then as whatever we do, we'll do it again. We'll do it again. See, something like this can happen to you. So let's just get rid of this one. Then we're going to break this one apart. Object break apart. Break apart. Yeah, I totally forgot that I was the one who drew that circle there. Eh? Then let me just draw. Let me put one eye here and put another eye here. And you can already tell what I've done. So this and this is gonna be black. And this one is going to be, let's give it gray. Right? So what can we do about this? Let's come here, and what I want to do is I want to shoot this guy out so that this guy has more room. Yeah. And the same thing I'm going to do here. I'm just playing with the arrows here. Alright. So I did that. It's not perfect. It's not perfect. It's not as perfect as you would want it. Like say you're giving it to a client and stuff. It's not perfect. But you can always adjust it as you go along. You understand? You can always adjust it. Alright. So let's say we have this logo right here. I want to blend it together so that we don't have disparities. Right, so what else can I do to make this thing beautiful? I just had an idea now to add an outline. So I'll go to the center, Control Shift Alternate. I've given you this before, Control Shift Alternate together to add a perfect circle from the center. So I'm just going to hold my right click to make sure that I have one there, and I could break this one so that it's properly centralized. Change the outline to red, and then I want to increase it so that we can use this as a logo. I just created the logo instantaneously. What I'm going to do next is convert this outline into an object so that we don't have outline problems later. So everything here is an object, no outlines, right? So what can we do next? We can group it. So object group, I want to group it together so that whatever happens to one happens to the rest of them. So okay, what I did was, this thing is out of line, so shift, select the image and press E on your keyboard, and you would align everything properly. So let's say we have this as the logo, then we have peace, let's say panda conglomerate. And I'm someone who likes I don't like using a lot of fonts. Simple complexity is what we talk about when we are doing when you are making designs. Simple complexity. You don't need too many of many things. You just need simple things when you are doing it, right? So remember, I already showed you in the previous video how you can make this text bend around this. So you can go ahead and do that now. For me, I'm not going to do that now because I'm trying to make this thing make sense. Right, so we have panda conglomerate. It just came to my head, it's not like this. All right, so what I'm going to do now, I want to create a shadow underneath it so that you see what we are making. Let me create a shadow. Shift page down, put the shadow down, and we have this complementary card. Right, so when we have this complementary card and we have panda conglomerate here, right? So if you have panda conglomerate here, we're going to be saying Chinchon one is the CEO. I'm going to say CEO. Now, there's another thing I failed to tell you. Thank God I'm not feeling it now. Is the fact that we have two kind of cards, two kind of complementary cards. There is the complementary card that can be one-sided, and there's a complementary card that can be two-sided. How you approach a one-sided complementary card is not the same way you approach a two-sided complementary card. So for this one now, I'm just making for you a one-sided complementary card here. In this one-sided complementary card, I'm going to put the name of the person, right? So Sydney Panda, Sydney Panda, Sydney Panda, pardon, Sydney Panda. My God, Sydney Panda. Now the name of the person we get this company, right? So, and then we are going to add other things like um, dealers. So it's gonna be dealers on all company accessories, and inventories. I'm just coming up with this one. It's not like it has to be correct. Dealers on all company accessories and inventories, um, interior decorations, stocks, and and audits right? So now another thing I've noticed now is that this font is not a good one for I don't think I want to use this font to write this thing. So can I use another font? Of course I can use another font, but I'm still going to use Poppins in the Poppins family. I'm just going to use something lighter from the Poppins family. Let's try Poppins medium, and this is better for me. It's better for me. I'm not someone who likes to use a lot. You see, Poppins now, I just took it upon myself to get the entire family of Poppins. So If I'm using puppies, I'm using puppies. I'm not using puppies, I'm not using puppies. So because of the way this thing is, I want to try and use the right alignment. Dealers on all company accessories and inventories. I'm definitely going to reduce this. Definitely going to reduce this. And dealers on all company accessories. Let's make this 2. Right. Dealers on all company accessories and inventories. Inventories, comma, interior decoration, stocks, audits, stock audits. Yeah, so you have that. It's also very possible for you to like draw a box over this name right here. Right, you could also play with, if you select one node here, you can make this a curve. Right, and then what are we going to do again? You're going to hold down here and then maybe select a lighter color here. So control and page down to bring it behind. Right, so you can convert it to curve, add a node here. Right, and then let's take this node up a little, and here we're going to have curve. So shift U to bring it in, and this is what I'm trying to achieve. And then I'm going to add a little bit of circle here. I probably have seen something like this before. Control Shift and E to pick this color, and then I'm going to group this together. Control and G together, right? And then I'll send it to the back and just bring Sydney forward. Right? Right. It's very possible to edit the other part if you want. For me, I think I'm going to leave this one like this. A little bit of editing did not kill anybody, sha. So what I'm going to do is curve that part and delete. Little bit of editing did not kill anybody. Right, so yeah, I'm going to leave that like that. So this is what we now have. I'm going to push it's like a bend. So let me bring it down, and then we have dealers are not company. This is not bold enough, so let me change it from that semi bold to maybe just poppings in itself. Aha, isn't this better now? This is so much better. And then the next thing we can add is we can add company info, phone numbers. You can add okay, this is what I was going to tell you. Now we have dealt with text. Well, we created a symbol in the beginning for the logo. In order for us to do other things, we are going to have to get some icons. Now, I can create icons from scratch, but can you? No. This is why you have to go sometimes online to look for symbol fonts. For example, one of the symbol fonts that I have for you is this type icon, right? I told you not to forget webdings. I told you not to forget wingdings. Okay, I'm going to type webdings here. And while typing webdings, I'm looking for a character that I could use for, say, website, right? If I can't find it here, I would go to wingdings, right? Oh, beautiful. I found one that I can use for a website. So I'm going to bring this here and convert it to curve so that I can treat it as a symbol. Right? So what we can deal with this, I'll put this down here for our website. And then you see those other icons like social media icons, you will not find it. That's why I downloaded a font called Type Icon. Because you see, with Type Icon, I have this character for location, I have this character for a phone, I have this character for WhatsApp, and they are all a font. You see, it's now I will convert it to the curve now by pressing Ctrl Q, and I can easily adjust the color, and then Ctrl Shift Z, Ctrl arrow to repeat, Ctrl arrow to repeat, and then I can align them all together and say, okay, this is company info, here, 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 I'll select all of them together and press C, right? Then I'll push all of them up. I'm just using my D-pad this time around. You see, creating these things, it takes some time, but if you already have something beautiful in your head, it's good. It's good because you can just easily push it out there. And if you don't have something beautiful already in your head that you're going to create, try and go online and look for other people's work. Look for other people's work and try to replicate them as well. Another thing is to make sure that you are leaving margins in your design. Right? By the time I'm done with this design, I would have to push everything inside again. Fact, I would have to push everything inside. I have to push everything inside so that I have space to work with. Right? So the logo cannot just take those entire space. We need space to do things. So you can adjust it. Now you see that this one can get bigger now. Right? I don't like 4 lines. I just realized now that I don't like 4 lines. Let's see if there's anything we can. I just realized now that I don't like that 4 lines. Let's bring stocks up. Stocks. I need the biggest stocks, right? And then let's get stocks out of this place. Isn't that better? Right? So another thing we can do is accessories, and let's replace this and with the symbol. And then we can increase this we can increase the text so we have more visibility. So now we have company address here. We have company address here. We have company phone number. We have company WhatsApp. Right? Is it compulsory that you have to add pictures of the company and stuff? It's not compulsory. You can choose to do that. It's a complimentary card, right? It's a business card, right? It's not compulsory that you have to have the pictures, but some people might demand. So let's say Panda Conglomerate deals with company inventories. I can go ahead and download company inventories, and then I can reduce the opacity of that company inventory. Opacity and transparency. This is this one we use. So let's say, for example, that this was a picture of let me go to my image and resources. And I'm going to go to PNG, right? And let's say that this was kind of like a company inventory. My God, look how depixelated this guy is. Okay, so let's say this was a company inventory, so to say. And with the way this thing is looking, I could likely put this here. I could just put this here and just, forget. Another thing is that you can put it there and reduce the opacity, right? Just make it 81, and then I can blow it up. You can blow it up so that it looks like it's on the background. You get it now? So with that being said, I'll still have to put the logo at the top because I don't need anything to fade out the logo. So you can just blend it like this into it. Doesn't really matter. For this particular example, I'm not doing that. So let's say this company is located at so double click there to edit it. I'm just going to add number 1 Atete Road. Is it Atete or Atete? Okay, another word just came out. I was going to forge this whole thing over. Then let me use a good address. Atete Road, GRA, Benin City, Edo State. Now you see that there's not enough space for us to deal with. In case you have long names, what should you do? Create enough space, Jare. Just break the whole thing. Do not kill anybody. Just bring it here. Leave it here. I'm going to leave this one at the bottom. If we have a longer address, you can just put it on and stuff like that. So and then we have address. We have www.pandaworld. Let's say PandaCon. Alright. PandaCon dot com dot ng. All right, and then we have the company's phone number. Company's phone number can be much, right? So let's say +234 0 +234. Sometimes you have to signify. I don't even know what that is. 083. This number is fake. If you call it number, nobody will pick up. See that you know. So am I done? 003. All right. So and then we can add a comma, and then we can say maybe the company uses that all those landline and stuff like that. We have 111 20255 and stuff like that. And then the company has its own WhatsApp line. So hold Control, drag down, right click to duplicate, and then you have their WhatsApp line, which is probably just this one again. I'm going to use this one again. Right. Now, let's say you don't want these things to have these particular colorations. You want them to have their colors. It's easy. Let's give it their colors: green, green, blue, blue. Location is usually red, though. Right, and then you want to add a little bit of stuff. Don't make your designs like you don't know what your design is. Always make sure that your design is efficient, effective, and most of all looks good. It looks good. Don't make caricature designs and just make me embarrassed of what you are designing. Please, I'm begging you in the name of God, just look for other people that have done good designs, and try and copy their own. I beg. Get the point? So I'm going to repeat the colors that I've used before, but I don't think it's working. It's not working. So if it's not working, don't be afraid to get rid of. Don't be afraid to get rid of it if it's not working. Right. So what I'm going to do now, right click. I'll give that one white. So right click. I will give this one red. Let me bring this one down. And these two, I think I should just use black. So select these two, control page down. Alright, I'm going to give this thing blue so that I can give this one black. So page down, F3, F3, F4. So this is what we have. I don't think that I'm okay with those things that I did, So don't be afraid to get rid of them anytime you feel like you don't like what you have done. Right? Control page down. Let's try to see if this thing makes any sense at all. You can manage it. Do something better. Alright? Always do something better. Now for my finishing touch, I'm going to add a little bit of red. I'm going to press G on this guy. So just press G on your keyboard. It will bring this stuff out. So click and drag. This is called the gradient fill, by the way, in case you don't know. So this is gradient filling. So get rid of the outline, and what I want to do is use my right click to drag it. I'm not using left click or right click to drag it inside, and then power clip. Right? So when you power clip, drag it down, and then rotate. Let's rotate a bit. Then I'm going to increase it. You'll see what I'm doing in a minute. So finish. Use it. So let's click on that, and now press Control and press black. Oh, you see now. That's exactly what I was doing. Alright, so hold G again, and then we're going to take it back. This time around. Let's take it back. This one here. Let's give it. No. I think I like the and stuff. And so you can choose where you want it. I'm just giving that effect. And we can leave it. So we can leave it like this. So at the end of the day, by the time we finish cutting the card, let me add that point too. This is what you now have as your complementary card. You get it now. So let me press F9. So I'm press F9 for full screen. And click F9 for full screen. And this is what we have as our complementary card. If you have any questions concerning how I was able to create this business card, then you can ask. But you notice now that we have a good margin, we have the name of the company, we have the company logo, and this is the complementary card by the time it is done, when we are done cutting it. What if we had longer names? What if you can always, now you notice I've maintained one single font for everything. I've maintained one font, I've maintained one color for everything, right? So there's that. Remember, you can also go online and download these icons, but this is for the complementary card. The next video we'll be dealing with how to create a letterhead. All right. So have a nice one, and we'll see you in the next video.